Okay, now we're live. Okay, let's see if we can see us all. Whoa!
Am I in here?
Log. Okay, scooch.
There.
Am I in here?
You're in there now.
Sandra, Rich.
How's it going, everybody?
Sandra, Rich. Right by the river that you guys see Rich taping all the time. We're actually pointed the other direction. Why? Because unlike Rich, I want to watch the river. Y'all can go find your own river.
Yeah, I usually like to let people put it. I like to put it in the backdrop so that everybody can see the beautiful. Because I mean,
I'm giving y'all a lovely tree. If you want to see like really pretty rivers, go to Rich Lop's site, where he cares what the backdrop is. Unlike mine, where I really don't care. It is actually 70 degrees here in Maine, and we are in the sun. Oh look.
Uh-oh, it fell.
White sun. Oh, we can bring that up for you guys that sun gaze. Have you noticed that the sun is now white in the center instead of yellow? Because that is the truth. That is absolutely a sign of, mid to high 4D and beyond. The sun gets whiter and whiter. Eventually in 5D, yeah, this is news. Eventually in 5D, the sun becomes, it looks like a prism, like all different colors, sparkly. How can I describe all different colors, sparkly, prismy? It doesn't look like a starburst,
like a kaleidoscope.
Yeah, like a kaleidoscope. Only it's like opalescent colors. So but they don't just have like pale colors. It has all different colors. The higher you go, all the different colors are in the sun. You're welcome. That was the sun saying thank you for describing me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's news I hadn't said before. So cool beans on that one. So if anybody has a question of us, ask. Oh yeah, I think I broke my thumb. Heads up, new data.
Yeah.
It was Rich's fault.
Was that the other night?
Yeah.
Is that, oh, okay. I was wondering.
Fortunately, it was really, really hurting. So we went to the thrift store because, well, we didn't bring warm enough clothes. So we went to the thrift store to buy some more layering clothes because it's hi. Who's here? Probably Michelle.
Oh, you got a moderator. Oh, it's Stephanie. Okay.
Hi, Stephanie. It's beautiful here. I'll show it to Stephanie. This is where that sign was in this little town. Okay, look. Isn't that beautiful? Yep, just looks just like Rich's videos. And there's Inca saying hi. I know, right? Okay. And this is, and Inca's all wet. Yeah, good one. She's been in the river. Inca's been in the river.
My hand's in the way. Where's the... Oh, okay.
So much for that. Okay, so...
She went in the river.
If they ask something, well then, too late, because we already missed it. It's on there somewhere. Anyway.
Ask again.
Yeah, ask again. If you had a question, ask again, because, well, we were fixing it. And it fell, because you're being propped up. You people are being brought to us by a rock.
I was going to bring my tripod. It completely slipped my mind, so...
But this is more fun, Rich.
Right.
That's what creates the havoc. Oh, there we go. Look.
Who we got here? Let's see. Alan, what's up, buddy? He said hugs from Germany.
Hi, Germany. Oh, yeah.
There we go. Sorry.
Okay, now we're going to scoot over this way. Come this way. Okay, this way. Okay, this way. Okay.
Got hugs from Germany. Let's see.
Oh, whack.
Hey, Michelle.
I knew Michelle was there.
Yeah.
It's always Michelle and
if
Jonathan wasn't working, it'd be Jonathan.
I feel bad. I gotta get to know some of you guys a little bit better, because there's names that I've heard over and over since I've been talking to her, and I realized that I don't really honestly know who any of you are. So shout out.
Michelle is I call her my magical friend. She spends 90% of her time. She has just enough energy in 4D to run her human body. The rest of the time she's in 5D land. So her and Stephanie know all the magical creatures. She can describe what she's doing at all times. And so most people think she's an uber weirdo. We love her here in my group. Whoop. Sandra is our resident communicator with Ridge Runners, also called Bigfoot, or Abominable Snowman, or Skunk whatever in Florida. But she's the one that talks to them, interacts with them, and she's getting better and better at it. Stephanie stays. She's dualistic in that she spends. She has the same amount of energy in 4D as 5D. She can do them simultaneously because she's warrior. That's my daughter. Um, Jeremy's the center. You already know him. G-Man's our resident long-term human that we keep just as a pet.
And I'm just a weirdo who stumbled into this game by accident, and I have no clue what I'm doing here. That's how I
Divine masculine. Don't listen to a word he said. He's just trying to deal with it until he can bring it into the fore. So he's walking the walk until he blossoms into where his forte is to infuse divine masculine and give it energy. He just doesn't see it yet, but he will soon. So no worries. He'll be back with you whenever he gets it. He'll go, oh, I got it. Okay. That'll be a
nice.
surprise.
That'll be a nice one.
Until then, he's just bumbling along like the rest of us.
It's kind of like a mouse in a maze in a laboratory. That's how I feel. Like trying to find the cheese, but I don't, like, that's how I feel in this game. I hate it. I don't like it. I don't like this game.
My buddy, he doesn't like it here either.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. What I don't like duality. Okay, no. I don't like sharp contrast. Right. Really sharp contrast. Contrast is fine, but lighten it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and lighten it up. The good can be really good, and the bad, okay, just a little dust on my shoulder. But no, it's like really, really good has to have really, really bad right with it. It's like contrast equally as sharp all the way up. It seems like.
It is, but what you're not seeing is that really it is softening. You just don't know it right now because it doesn't seem like it. But as you raise, that contrast is equal. You were just in deep 3D and you remember that. So you're focusing on that deep bad and deep good. But as you raise, there's still massive the same amount of contrast. It's just you're going from good to good. So it's really, really good and not so good. You just are trying to walk that walk. The trick is to not look at the past. Because every time you look at that past and you go, oh my God, this was so bad, now you're back to those timelines. You got to stay in the now, stay in the happier and happier. Otherwise, you can't let go of that intense bad contrast, which you'll take yourself right back to it. Anybody can access 3D anytime. It's just what happens is you don't stay there. Like when we were in 3D, you couldn't get the fuck out. Now you can go there, but you won't stay. You'll pop right back because where we live as a general rule, if you're going to live on this planet, you got to be in 4D most of the time. But that doesn't mean you can't pop in and out. The more you live in worry and fear, the more you'll pop down to 3D because worry and fear is not here. Worry and fear is not here. Let's make that a cheer. Worry and fear is not here. Worry and fear. We got to deal with judgment. Now, you can judge the worry and fear and stay in 4D, and that can feel like total crap, which will make you feel almost as bad, because what you got to look back at is 3D was worry and fear. So what? It's a fucking game. Who cares? It was a game. We're out. Now you're in the next phase. So the next phase is to stop focusing on the worry and fear that you came out of. That's an old game. But you can pop down and visit it anytime you want. You're a god. You can do anything you want. So if you want to be in worry and fear, you can pop back down. But guess what? Gaia is a god too. And you're in a body. And she's in a planet. So she trumps you. So as long as you're in her body on her planet, she's going to continue to draw you to 4D. Now you can consciously, as a creator god in a body, pop your ass back down to those other timelines. But she will draw you back every time you're not looking. But you can focus and get back down, and then you'll breathe and go, oh, what a pretty river, and you're back to 4D. And she will take you there as long as you will allow her. But if you consistently, and what will happen is 4D people will get so... Now, 3D, I don't know, most people that are listening to me, you are not going to go and stay in 3D. You can't do it. I guarantee you, you're listening to me. Can't be done. However, there are people that are listening to me that can get stuck in 4D. Because as you go through 4D, there'll be a lot of cures, there'll just be a lot of new fun things. What are they saying? Somebody that can read.
Let's see.
A lot of new fun things that will sidetrack you, that will keep you in 4D. There you go.
Alan said, I got one. Life is either your bless or your mess.
I like that. Okay, add that to our cheers for everybody. Yeah. Michelle, add those to the cheers because she is a big, big She's a big cheerleader. Michelle is a big cheerleader.
Michelle said I am the cheese.
Yep, she is the cheese. She is the cheerleader because she spends most of her time in 5D. She doesn't feel a lot of this, so she's like, come here, come dance with me, come watch with me. And she will describe 5D over and over. If you want to listen to Michelle, follow her paintings, buy one of her paintings in your house. It'll help you get to 5D faster because she describes what's already there. So if you want to look at that instead of looking at the past, and moaning and groaning about the game that you left. Instead of that, listen to Michelle describe the future and go there because she's dead on right. She dances and plays there. Grace is the one who is in physical. She does the physicality the best. Grace Marie. She does it the best. The woman is my age. I'm almost 60. She's not as old as I am, but closer. And I swear to God, I've been in her physical presence. It looks like her feet never touch the ground. She just dances like a dancer from point to point, especially when we're out in nature. She's got one kid who travels the world with a backpack, like no worries ever at all. Good looking boy, I might add. White boy with dreadlocks. Good looking kid. And a lovely, little bit more serious daughter who lives in Kauai, one of the places that spends most of its time in 5D, that in Costa Rica. And there's a reason why those two children are the way they are. It's because they've got that mama. And she travels the world a lot too. It's a little bit, she comes from more 3D. She protected her kids from it. Awesome. I'm introducing you to our crew.
Oh, okay.
For any of our crew that I do not introduce, don't get your feelings hurt. If you do, well, you shouldn't be if you're listening to me.
Yeah, one of them said hi to me. I believe Ellie said, hello, Rich. Hello, Ellie. Let's see. Show me what I need to know says howdy.
Hi. Mwah. I love showing.
Now, we got 9 people in here.
In
That's
the
not
first
bad.
place, I love everybody, but there are some that vibrate. Show me what, in the first place, I love the name. In the second place, I just love the vibration. So some of the vibrations really pop out at me. So I react strongly to them. So, yeah. Okay, anybody have any questions before I wander off on some other topic, which I tend to do?
Yeah, my mind's actually kind of blank today.
Good.
It's kind
You're
of
with me. That's exactly the way it's supposed to be.
okay.
Blank minds are what we're trying to get to. What do they say?
Oh.
Well, Rich, because he's youngest.
Oops. What am I doing? Whoops. No, I don't want to.
Just do this.
Okay.
You're back.
Ellie K.
I know I screwed it up.
What are you saying about Costa Rica?
There's an area in Costa Rica, and I don't do time space well, so it's somewhere between what looks like a volcano mountain. I think it's on the west side of Costa Rica, and it's between that volcanic mountain, and I'm seeing black, definitely black shiny stuff. Think rock. And then I can also see a beach that's white. It's a white beach. Maybe the beach is black. Anyway, it's between that. It's not that big of a country. So I think if you were on the west hand side of Costa Rica, in between the mountain, like mountains or mountain ranges, and the beach, a lot of that area in Costa Rica, and it looks northern, so it'd be northwest corner-ish. I could feel it. But it seems if you were in Costa Rica, you could probably feel your way and get there. But a lot of that area in Kauai, those two places spend most of the time in 5D. If you're open to 5D, but you've got it, if you went there as a 3D entity, you wouldn't be in 5D. If you were in Kauai and you were bitching and moaning and angry and hateful, then you wouldn't be in Kauai 5D. What I'm saying is it's available there easily in those places. So if you could go to those places in Kauai or Costa Rica, and you could go into a meditative state, and you could open your eyes and you would see all kinds of amazing things. It would be, the first things that you would see, as I've told you before, is everything looks like it's backlit. It looks like everything's shining. The leaves look like they're shining. The blades of grass look like they're shining. It's like I don't know. That's what it looks like. It looks like it's black. Everything's backlit.
That's how it looked when I died.
Yeah, that's 5D, but you didn't die and go there. That would have been out of body. Dead, it's not backlit. You don't even see this shit.
That was the last thing that I remember before it all goes blank. When I was in the low place, and then I left and went to that. Everything was lit.
Yeah,
there was light
backlit.
coming off of everything.
As long as you can see, like what looks like Earth, you're in the game.
Okay.
Now you may be in a higher level of the game, but you're in the game.
Yeah.
Because outside the game, you don't see anything that looks familiar, and that's the reason why people frequently see, like they'll see a big room that looks like a library with entities.
Oh, the Akashic records. Yeah.
You know what it is that they can make sense of outside the game. They'll take stuff inside the game, and when they leave the game, although not very many people leave the game, but I went out and left this game and many more. But what they do is they'll, in their mind, they'll come back and they'll interpret it in such a way that they can understand it.
Yeah.
Because outside the game, there's nothing. And, I've told you guys, you want me to explain outside the game, and I can't, because none of it matches. Even them making a library with austere-looking people in it makes no sense to me, because outside the game doesn't look like this at all. Is that fun?
She's been playing.
Is that fun? We've been playing in the river.
Oh.
Okay, she shake for everybody. She's having fun with the weapon tail. Come here, you. So yeah, that's what. If you go to one of those places, you're not going to see necessarily magical creatures first. What you'll notice is the colors. That everything is brighter. That's what you'll see first. No matter what, even if you step into 5D for moments in your life, you'll look around, which is why I tell you to get in nature. If you're in the middle of the city and you pop up to 5D, you're not going to see anything different, because none of that shit's in 5D. That's why you need to be in nature when you do this, because nature is where you can see it starts being brighter and more, everything is more distinct, and then you start getting this backlit effect. And then after that, things can be like you can see through leaves, and you can see through blades of glass. You can see through the trunks of trees. You can see through it if you want to. Then you can pull back and you can't see through it, but you'll just see this sparkly effect. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. 5D is beautiful. It's just, you can see it the way it is here if you want to, but you have control of it in 5D. So you can look at it, see through it, you can talk to the trees, you can walk through the trees. It's like I've said, 5D is magical. Anything you can think of with magic that doesn't hurt anybody, person, place, or thing, then that's 5D. It's a beautifully magical, absolutely magical place. Now, let me tell you guys, for those of you who are following all the time, or will watch this later, who follow all the time, the reason why you're not hearing from me is because I am in Maine. And we are camping on the top of Mount Blue. Look that up. Google it. And there is absolutely no signal of any kind. So as you know, I have been in cities for months here. Give me a break. Let me be alone for a while, because I am up with no humans. And we are out at a campsite where I think there was one or two other people. And mostly around where we are, there's no one there. So I am sans people, which I needed a break from people. Rich doesn't count as a people. He's like a starseed. He's not a human. So I need to get away from humans for a while just to regroup, center, and get my energy back. And so that's why you're not hearing from me at much. I haven't disappeared like I know I've threatened to do. I have not. I will promise to let you know if I decide to do that. I won't just disappear. I'll tell you, okay, I've had enough. I'm done. But yeah, I'm not doing that. We'll be back to Jeannie's place in a week. That doesn't help a whole lot because we don't get a whole lot better. She's got fiber optics, but we can't seem to make that work to get on elevated 8 very well. So, and then we'll know where we'll be after that. We're bus hunting. We're looking for a bus so we can build it out, Sandra and I. So back to the point at hand. Anything else you want to talk about, Rich?
Like I said, my mind is completely blank today.
Okay.
Typically.
My work is done here with Rich. His mind is doing nothing, and that is the goal. That is exactly what you want to do. You want to walk through your day with nothing on your mind, so that way there's nothing blocking in the moment. Because the point of that is, if you clear your mind and you operate with no thinking whatsoever, it's much easier to be in the now. So you've already set, you don't need to set your intentions, guys. Let me assure you, if you're over 25, which I don't know of anybody that's following me anymore that's under 25, if you're over 25, you've already stated your intentions with enough energy to make it happen. Now you just need to get out of the fucking way. How do you get out of the way? Stop thinking. Because when you're thinking, you cannot see the doors and the available options to get you what you want. If you stop thinking and you stay in the now, then something will catch your attention, I guarantee you.
There's G-Man.
Hey, hi, G-Man. There's our human. There's the group's human. What will happen is, if you stop thinking and live in the now, then those little voices in your head that say, hey, look this way. You'll look this way and you'll find whatever it is you were asking for. It will be right in front of you, or the path to get you there for the next moment. Just follow it. Don't argue. Don't think. Don't consider. Don't do any of that shit. Just follow the little voice or the instinct. And it may not look like it's anything in that first step, but 10 steps from now, it will be a miracle that happens. And the more you trust it, the shorter amount of steps to get what you want. Isn't that true? Now we've just used one step. Sandra and I, in 10, it's done. And we've had things happen that were almost, I would say, split second. Yeah. Almost instantaneous manifestation.
Folded time for me yesterday.
Yeah, we were folding time with Rich because that was funny and worth it. So you want to see if anybody said anything? And I want a cigarette too.
Yeah.
No, I'll take mine. I've got my own.
Yeah, I got them in my pocket though. Man.
No, you didn't bring them?
No, you gave them to me.
No,
I gave them to you.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I didn't bring them.
And here's the Three Stooges for you.
Yeah.
To make it funnier, and somebody wrote something really long. Man, that felt like
Oh, let's see. Irma Linda.
Hi, Ermelinda.
I always follow the voice. Going against it has led me to bad situations.
Exactly. Thinking will fry your ass. Following the voice gets you to heaven. So you think, you're going to think yourself straight to hell. If you follow the voice, you'll go to heaven. I'm sure we could make that into a chant for Michelle. Is that my dog? Oh, shit. Inca! Inca! Okay, you guys talk.
All right. Well, she's going to go find the dog right now.
You get it.
Oh, there she is.
her.
What was she barking at?
That wasn't her. That was way too far away.
Okay, I was going to try to go off on some kind of tangent, but...
Uh-oh. Production got interrupted by the dog.
I was going to try to go off on some kind of tangent,
Just in case.
but actually, no, guys. Today, my mind is very, very blank, and
that's what happens when you're around Naya. I clear your mind.
That's very atypical for me, though, for YouTube, because as I was explaining to her, for those of you, okay, so I'm a tarot channel now, but before I was reading tarot, I always had some kind of subject to talk about. I went off on astrology here very recently, but I would always massively think before I got on YouTube, you know. I mean, it wasn't anything, I didn't say, okay, you know, I'm going to just do this for YouTube. I would actually legitimately pull something out of my mind that was, you know, plaguing me for a long time that just had to come out. And, you know, it was a really good release to do that, but I've never hopped on YouTube without having anything on my mind before, so.
We're going to teach him to follow the little voice within and talk just spontaneously. However, go to Rich Lop and watch his videos. I support him 100%. I've known him for, I think, very early on, a year, close to a year.
I read tarot cards now. So, it's, you know.
For the signs, so go watch him.
Yeah, general tarot card reads for the astrological signs. It seems like people are liking it an awful lot. My channel is growing very, very, very fast. But as I said, if any of you, G-Man said, Rich, what do you think of Naya's energy in person? Very high, very, 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 very high, very high. But it's not too, because I mean, at first it was a little bit like,
yeah,
are you paying attention? But I kind of, something in me was telling me, just chill, and I've noticed that, you know, you're always right on it. Like, it seems like you're not sometimes, but bam, right on it.
I seem a bit spacey.
Well, you know.
Yeah, I do. But I'm following everything.
Yeah, something in me was telling me just chill, just chill. Because like I said, I've been going through this. I got hit by another wave. You know, that last one when we did that interview with G-Man. That I thought that was the last wave of intensity, and then I came out of that and it was good. I'm like, yes, I'm right back. You know, 10,000. Now, just like 3 or 4 days before you came up here, one smacked me again. You know, and
they're gonna keep on coming in faster and faster. So get good, but get better at riding the waves, guys.
Yeah, it's been this just goopy for me. This thick. I can't see through it. I can't think through it. It's just been like, ugh. So
what it's doing is it's training you to stop thinking, because as the waves hit more and more and more, you can't think to get out of it. If you do, you'll drown yourself. You have to start just trusting and allowing. And when you do, you pop at the top of the wave and you ride it out the next time. And when you get tired of getting down in the goop, you'll start trusting and knowing, because they'll start happening very fast.
Well, you helped me.
You've got to stay up. You got to.
You definitely. I think that was among many things, you know, because there's like infinite reasons. I think, but that was one of the big ones that stands out to me as a reason why we were able to meet up. Because I don't think if I wouldn't like in the vicinity of you, I wouldn't have been able to get up. But
no, something would have happened. Like I couldn't get in your house. So shit like that happens. So I mean, I insist, but then I'm working for you, because I wanted to see you. So I was going towards timelines where you would get to my left, range. So we were working together in that, as always does with my starseed friends. Oh, look, that's starting to fray. I better get another one of these.
What's up?
She'll that leash
halfway
through. She'll pull and pop that, and
there's a Walmart right up the road.
We'll have to go check it out.
Wally World.
I like this. I know those ones that go out and in. We don't do that, because she pulled and popped one of those, and it came flying back and hit me in the eye. Oh. I had a black eye for like 4 days. Kim's really good with questions.
Kim said, I thought that was Johnny Rich. What's that mean, Kim? Thought I was Johnny?
No, this is Rich Lop.
Yeah.
I don't know who Johnny Rich is, but this is Rich Lop.
Yep.
So like I said, I don't know who that is. Hi, Kim. How's it going? Are you doing better? You better be doing better. Happier and happier. Don't start talking about what's going wrong. You're only allowed to talk about what's going right and better and better. If you're talking about anything that's negative, it will take you right to the negative. That's how law of attraction works. And it works wicked fast. We are at, well, if you're around me, I'm at about 3.5 seconds now. Before you send out a message, it takes you to those timelines. So by the time you finish a single sentence, you have now taken yourself to the timelines that make it worse of whatever your sentence was. So, Kim, when you have a 15-minute discussion about it, you are buried in 3D. And you're buried in 3D, and you've got to work your way back up and out. And it's not easy. What goes down, you have to come back up through the same shit. Now, fortunately, when you are in a good mood, you move very rapidly up and out. But you do bury yourself at the same rate. So, remember, did anybody's parents ever say, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all? Okay, cool, I'm going to make that worse. If you can't say or think anything nice, don't say or think anything at all.
Right, yeah, that's a good one.
At this point, it is the only way you will be safe. If you don't do that, if you have bad shit happen to you, guess who's in charge of that? That would be you. So if you're going to blame anybody, blame self, because your creator God's creating every moment of every day, and you always have done it. Now it's time to grow up. It is time for you to own that and be responsible for it.
It does work too. I find myself, even when I fall down into the nastiest pits, which has been happening more frequently here lately, but as a whole, I've been able to cut it out for the most part. But here lately, when I just say it, and I don't even have to have any kind of, I don't even have to feel like it's genuine, but as soon as I say it to myself, why did I do that? Boom, it's gone.
Yep.
And I'm like,
it'll take you down, it'll take you out. Shit's moving fast, and you should be able to see that now. And as you see it happen over and over, that should give you more power into your God self. You are a God. There's nothing you can't fix. There's nothing. Everything around you that was shit your whole life, guess who created it all along? It was always you. It has always been you. Always. All of it. All of it. I don't care how bad it was. I don't care if it was a multi-layer corporate espionage. Guess who created it? It was you. It was you. You could leave it anytime you want. But as long as you focus on it, fear it, you will stay on the timelines where you're playing with gods that agree with you. But you can leave anytime you want. So you create that experience for yourself. Nobody else does, just you. You can leave anytime you want. But the trick is you've got to stop whining about the bad stuff and start glorying in the good stuff. I don't care how bad it is. I've been on the other side, guys. If I can find something to smile about moment to moment, then you can too. You can do it.
Okay. G-Man wants to know how Sandra enjoys traveling with Naya. Says, you're so quiet. How do you enjoy it?
Yeah, we're opposites in a lot of ways. We've already discovered this, but it works well. Yep.
Because she's quiet and little, and I'm loud and big. Yeah, it's in a lot of ways. We're opposites.
But we both enjoy being out here, and we both enjoy the traveling, and so it works fine. Yeah.
Yeah, the good thing is we have our likes and where we want to be and what we want to experience are very much alike. She's agreed to jump out of an airplane with me.
Yeah.
Yeah! Score! Score. I've got it down now. And so how we do it is I'm the one that talks to people. I'm the outgoing one. She's a master degree bookkeeper. She takes care of the finances. She's on that human design thing. She's a manifester. I'm a generator. I guess they work together well. I don't know what they say. Let's go with that. Yeah. That we work together well. See, we just decide what we're going to create. We looking at the human design stuff. We like that. We like that. Well, let's use that one and that one. Oh, we don't like that, so we blow it off.
Yeah.
We don't pay any attention, and that's how Creator God works. We don't get stuck like Rich Lopp is doing tarot cards and astrology. So when you're listening to him, a lot of it's funny for me, but what you do is you listen to that and say, yeah, I could use that. No, I don't want to use that. You're a God. You can do whatever you want. You can listen to him on all astrology. Go to all of them and pick and choose the things you like and the things you don't. You don't have to be stuck in them anymore. Now you're a God. Pick and choose.
I tell them that too. I always say, like, when it comes down to the bottom line, any of you, I don't know if any of you on here actually follow me or subscribe to me, but just in case you do, go check out one of my readings. I always try to make it a point to say, what timelines are you headed towards based on the timelines you're on now in this moment? Because you can change it anytime. Anytime.
Become the gods that you are. Remember, wake up.
And Desk Jockey says, so.
Oh, hi, Desk Jockey.
He says, we change timelines by changing our thoughts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. Now, unfortunately, your thoughts are slow too at this point. So now it is you change timelines by the way you feel. So it used to be your words, then it was your thoughts, now it's your feelings. So that's why you've got to clear your mind. They're way too slow. Thoughts are too slow now. Step it up. You're gods. Now you're guiding what you're going to be creating, what timelines you're going to be on by the way you feel. And the quicker you catch your negative feelings and get them over, go, not acceptable. I'm not feeling better here. I'm not accepting that. No. How can I feel better? Instantly. The faster you do it, the happier you'll be. Faster you do it, the happier you'll be. The slower you do it, the more miserable you will be, and it will move wicked fast. You cannot think it out. You cannot write it out. You cannot speak it out. You got to follow your feelings now, folks. We are too far into this game if you are listening to me. Now, that's not everybody. Don't judge everybody. Don't judge anybody ever.
Right,
but don't assume that the person next to you is at that level. They are not. I'm talking to the people who are listening to me, because we are moving wicked fast, and people will be left playing their games. Leave them alone. Don't get in their way. Don't talk about this stuff so that they go, what? If you talk about this stuff and they go, what? Then you smile at them, ask them how their kids are doing, nod your head a lot, and walk away.
I don't even talk about it. I will just say something vaguely alluding to the idea. And if I get that, curious pit bull look,
I don't. I'm incapable
I'm just
of that.
like,
I
never
just
mind.
say something exceptionally stupid. Like, I died and I'm really ready to die and leave this game. And that really kind of weeds out people for me. They're either exceptionally curious or think I'm demon possessed or just go and walk away.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I'm ready to go too, but that's what I was saying. I was telling you the other night that the suicide thing isn't even in the books anymore because it was pretty well pounded into my head that it's not up to you, like,
Michelle did the same thing. Those of us who have tried to commit suicide, and I mean we really tried, and it didn't work and there's no reason why it shouldn't have. We've pretty much figured that it's not going to, so we're going to do our time here because we agreed to. And I love Gaia, but I swear to God, if she ever gets herself into one of these positions again, I'm not helping. We have had this talk from a higher level, her and I. Of course, she just chuckles. She's very like this. That's kind of being she is. Even though I know, as mouthy as I am, if she did, I know I'd come running because I really, really like her. Really, really, really like her. But I wouldn't be happy about it then either. So yeah, and look and see if anybody, because people are.
Kim subscribed to Rich. Hey, thank you, Kim. G-Man says, Naya, how is the energy there?
It is fantastic. I cannot even tell you.
Compared to North Carolina, he said.
Well, North Carolina has more people. So, of course, it's going to work at a disadvantage. But North Carolina, he's talking about Asheville. Asheville does have more people. But this place is like, I mean, we're getting close to pure D wilderness where there aren't people for miles and miles. So the more land that there is with no people, the happier I am personally. Now, is it someplace that Stephanie would land where she'll buy land? Not much further than where we are right here, and we're at Farmington. Oh, you guys need to know this. Jeannie lives in Farmington, New Hampshire. Rich lives in Farmington, Maine.
Maine, yeah.
Now, both these towns are really, really small. How's that for coincidentally cool things? Yeah, it's, and there has to be a balance with the land that Stephanie buys, which will be my base camp, so to speak, in my travels, because she needs to be close enough that somebody will come and rent her tiny houses, but far enough out that people don't bother her too. So I know it won't be much further than this north because it'll get too desolate and people won't go that far. We're about 2 hours outside of Portland. Is that what we figured? Hour and a half?
Probably a little farther, but I don't know.
Well, somewhere around 2 hours, and I'd say that's about it. They can fly into Portland and then drive 2 hours, and they will. I know humans, but I don't know that they would drive much further. So, very cool town. They've got coolest like stores that we just went to. Explain.
Yeah, the natural food store.
It was raw milk. Stephanie, if you're still there, legal raw milk. I've got some. And raw cheese. It's legal here.
Yeah.
Again, cooler. Oh, legal weed.
Yeah, weed's legal here too.
Legal.
I don't even smoke. Everybody thinks that I do.
Well, I don't smoke either, but I don't think they should tell people not to.
Yeah, I know.
Because it's a cool medicine. It's very good medicine.
It is really cool.
More talk.
Stephanie said, yay.
I know, right?
So did Linda, said raw, yay. No, that little natural food store is awesome.
Oh, it was awesome.
I've done some, I deleted them all, but if anybody went to my channel in the past and saw some of the products that I reviewed, that's where I would buy them. They got, I get my supplements from there, but they do have like a really vast selection of just like everything organic I could think of.
I really think that there are raw milk wanters everywhere that can't get to it. You could probably sell raw milk through the mail from here if it's legal.
Bootlegging.
Cheese.
I'm gonna bootleg some milk.
I would totally do that. And then I probably shouldn't now because
it's gonna be a new prohibition.
Yeah.
Oh, they've already done that. Do you know where pasteurization came from, by the way?
I heard it. I don't remember though.
It came from New York City with the New York City people, and they said it was the cows. It wasn't. It was people back in the days when New York City was overcrowded and they didn't wash themselves. So it was the people that milk the cows. Milk comes out of a cow bloody ass sterile. But they convinced the world a great deal because there's a lot of good stuff in raw milk that is good for you.
Well, I'm gonna tell you one.
So
of the,
it's one of the many ways to get us to 3D.
one of the things that is in raw milk and grass-fed pastured cows, beef, and milk, straight organic, is vitamin K2. That's what I was doing my video on about the pineal gland, because that's vitamin K2. One of the reasons, it's not just the pineal gland, but one of the reasons why here in the Western culture we there's just this
dead?
well, it's just this vast thing of calcification where it doesn't belong. Like women over 60 are really prone to osteoporosis, you know, kidney stones, and then you take all these calcium supplements and it doesn't help. And the reason why is because there's a vitamin K2 deficiency. Because
that's why people are lactose intolerant. No, they're not. If they didn't burn up the milk, there's the enzymes in raw milk that will help you digest it.
Yeah.
I've told people, I said, okay, let's use some logic. Okay, how many babies does a normal human have? Normally, 1 or 2. How many boobs do I have? They kind of match, right? Let's not get off on the boobs thing. Let's go with the kids. All right, how many teats does it, how many calves does a cow have? 1 or 2, generally speaking. How many teats does a cow have? Ask Gaia. She did that on purpose so that humans with a very quiet, easy to control being, the cow, could have extra milk to feed our young. Duh. And then people are going, oh, you're not supposed to have cow's milk. Oh, ask Gaia. All of you guys need to shut up and ask Gaia what she's done. Gaia knows what she's doing. Ask her. Because if you use your outside, your brain, if you want to use it to think of something, use it and make some sense of this thing. It was like what was I talking about? Everything she does makes sense.
Oh, the mushrooms.
And the mushrooms was something to do with kids. The bitterness. It's like there are a lot of bitter mushrooms that are not deadly, but they keep, so a little kid that's walking around picking mushrooms and eating them will spit out a bitter mushroom. But the bitter mushroom frequently is used for medicinal purposes. But we don't want a kid down in a whole mess of them. Doesn't that make sense? Everything Gaia does makes sense if you just open up your mind and stop listening to scientists. Listening to the least enlightened, knowledgeable people on the planet, which are humans. Don't do that. Start feeling your way, guys. Feel your way. Okay, long statement by somebody.
Oh, we drank raw milk as kids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Moved to the city and couldn't stand the white water we bought at the store.
Exactly. I can't stand the white water either. That's why I'm so excited that I've got real milk. Yay.
Yeah.
Actually, for a while we had cows and I milked them because I missed real milk so much that we bought cows and sold. I mean, literally. We were in Texas and it wasn't against the law. It was just kind of, there's a way around stuff. There's always the way around human laws because they're idiots. It's like it's not illegal these places it's illegal for human consumption. You can go buy it for pet consumption.
Yeah.
Because it's okay. No, this is because I don't do anything illegal. It's okay for animal consumption. Well, last time I checked, I'm a mammal, therefore I'm an animal, therefore I can go buy it for animal consumption and not break the law.
Well, I can tell you from experience that eating dog food won't make you sick.
No, I've done it too.
I have, just for the hell of it,
As a matter of fact, I know old people that didn't have the money that bought pet food and lived on it because they couldn't afford food and their meds. So they'd buy pet food. Now pet food is as expensive as our food.
Yeah.
Because people will do it.
But you see, one of the things that irritates the shit out of me about humans is categorical thinking.
Yep, they do really are bad.
Yeah. They take things like, okay, so here's a category. The category is that's acceptable, and here's another category, and this category is called ew, gross. And they just randomly throw shit in the categories that don't match up.
I will go any further. The thing that annoys me about humans is their thinking, period. It's not even categorically thinking, it's their thinking. They just think and none of it makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I can follow thinking and I don't care. It may make sense right here, keep going. It'll fall apart 5 minutes from now in your head. And that's how, feeling is the only way to go. Feeling is what gods do. We don't think shit out. We do what we want when we want to. Period. End of story. What did somebody else say?
Well,
Or
I
is
was
it the
looking.
same thing?
Okay, Freaky GC said, I don't like how we can put animals out of their misery yet stigmatize assisted suicide.
I know, that makes no sense. Or I'll do one better. It's perfectly fine to mow down millions of plants to create 5 loaves of bread, but it's not okay to put somebody out of their misery. So animals are the only thing that we can wipe out. Plants we can wipe out, but humans keep them as alive as long as possible. You want to know why? Because humans pay. Animals and plants don't. We can wipe them out easily, which, by the way, I'm a big advocate on killing plants and animals and getting them out of here because it sucks here. And when you kill them, they go home. So, any animal that needs to go, any plant that you need to eat, just go ahead and do so. But 5D, we can't do that. But I'm pro-death. I'm big on pro-death. Mainly because I've been dead, and I get to say because I've been dead. But human people, mostly, they don't care about the human suffering. No. They care about the human not paying in the system. That's what they care about. That and the fear of death. Even the Christians fear death. Honey, you're in the camp. This would be Inca's joining the fray. Which, that's good enough for me.
She's giving me hugs. What,
Hugs
baby?
and kisses, hugs and kisses.
What, baby? What?
All right, how long is this? Oh
This
my gosh.
is 46 minutes.
46. That's long enough.
What, baby?
That's long enough, guys.
All right.
We're going to cut it off. I'll see you later. Love you bunches. Everybody say goodbye to each other.
Have a good one, y'all.
Say bye. Bye. Upside down bye.